Hey YouTube, thank you for chiming in. I'm your host, Kurt Brown. This is the Watch Factor, and you're in the news. Now, in today's episode, I want to take a look at the recent release for 2022 by Omega, specifically the Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean Ultra Deep, an impressive watch that has actually crowned a new world record for its water resistance, and also something that I think is a little bit of a punch to our friends across the way called Rolex. Today on the Watch Factor, let's get to it. Did you ever think there would come a day where you would have a watch that exceeded a water resistance of over 4,000 meters? In my lifetime, no. But to my surprise, with the latest 2022 release by Omega, with the Omega Seamaster Ultra Deep, they are producing a watch that has a depth rating of 6,000 meters. Or for those of us who need layman's terms, 20,000 feet of water resistance. Now, many of us have always thought that the king when it came to water resistance as it relates to these type of watches has been Rolex. With the release of the Deepsea Sea Dweller, the James Cameron version, that had a water resistance of just shy of 13,000 feet. This watch exceeds that by over 7,000 feet. So the standard in terms of water resistance is still out there. The king to be captured or defined is still unknown, but right now Omega is definitely claiming to be king. Now it also proves to us that at the end of the day, although we really appreciate these watches for their looks and for their design elements, they are technical instruments and definitely tool watches. Now Omega is using its caliber 8912 as the engine in this watch, and this watch is also a certified chronometer that is METUS approved. METUS is looking at a per day plus or minus 5, as well as a 15,000 gauss. So a truly impressive watch when you look up under the hood. This watch is for the enthusiast, but also for the true diver or the true professional, if you will. Now, a little bit of the backstory behind this watch is that the watches are tied to the world record dive that took place back in 2019 by the explorer Victor Vescovo, who in the Marina Trench took his submersible vehicle down to a depth of just shy of 36,000 feet with two of the watches on the outer sides. Neither of the watches were destroyed or damaged and pretty much unscathed. So they were tied to that world record. And that's how Omega is able to make that claim of feeling comfortable with that water resistance of 20,000 feet.
When I first heard about Victor's vision and met him personally, I was very impressed about his incredible spirit and determination. It resonated with me because it's all about technology, innovation, and precision. And I knew that Omega must play a very important role in this project.
Now, with this watch coming in at a 45.5 millimeter case, it is a large and hefty watch, but I'm someone that's kind of comfortable going a little bit above a 43. I've got some PAM watches, some Panerai watches. I've got some IWC watches that play within that range of 44 to 45. So for me, I think it could fit well. You probably have to go out and try it yourself and maybe try it with the rubber strap. Sometimes the profile of the rubber strap can help make the watch fit and feel a little bit more smaller than its actual case size. I haven't seen it out in a while yet. I'm eager to see if the local boutique that's in Michigan may end up having one available for us to kind of try on. And if so, I'll definitely take some shots and some pictures of that and try to share with you here or either on Instagram. Now, a couple other notables about the watch. First and foremost, the hands are an 18 karat white gold along with the markers. The watch has superluminova that comes in both green and in blue. Specifically, the green is the minutes hand and it's the 12-hour marker that's on the bezel. The bezel is ceramic, but also a mix of what Omega calls their proprietary liquid metal, which is a mix of different alloys with the actual ceramic to improve its quality of the material. In addition to that, you have a domed sapphire crystal that has anti-reflective coating on both sides, just to ensure that there is no distortion at any point from any angle of looking at this watch. Omega is leveraging 5 different types of materials, if you think about it, for this watch. You've got white gold, you've got ceramic, you've got Omega steel, you've got liquid metal, you've got your sapphire crystal, and you even got titanium, depending on which model you like. Now, for me, I tend to be a guy who usually leans towards a blue dial, but I actually appreciate their gray and orange. The ceramic bezel just pops. I mean, it looks like it is liquid metal, the luster of that watch, and I like just the combination of the 2 colorways. I'd be curious to know which one you like, and would you be interested in taking this watch? Let's not even go down the path of could this satisfy your desire for a James Cameron, but for what it is and what's put into this watch, the quality of the watch, the quality of the movement, the meta certification, is this a watch that you would buy and you think you would like? If I was to give any type of criticism on the watch, I know it's a tool watch, but sometimes I wish there would be a little bit more emphasis on the bracelet. I did see what appears to be the opportunity to make some micro adjustments to the bracelet, but I didn't see a whole lot of information that really referenced that. I think for the most part, they're going with their extension strap that comes with the watch, or if you're going with the NATO version. But I would like to see Omega kind of go down the path of doing some different things with their bracelets. Otherwise, I think overall the watch is impressive and something that I would be interested in. You've got black and gray, you've got black and blue, you've got white with blue accents, just a number of different options for you at a price point that's just shy of $12,000, depending on if you want a rubber or a bracelet. You're looking at around $11,200 to $11,600.
Yeah, there's a wonderful moment where I visited the Omega headquarters in Switzerland, and we were looking at having a watch associated with the expedition. And initially the thought was to have just a normal watch that could survive normal pressures, but it rapidly got into a conversation of how could we make a watch that could survive full ocean depth. And an extraordinary technological tour de force, the team at Omega was able to take the titanium cutoffs from my submersible and fashion them into not 1, but 3 brand new watches that could actually survive.
Although many of us lack the skills or have had the professional training to do any form of saturation diving or even snorkeling for that matter, what this does tell us is that these watches are more than just aesthetically pleasing or just cool things to have on the wrist, but they do have technical boundaries that have been pushed to make them truly instruments and tools. Well, that wraps up our latest edition of In the News. I'm your host, Kurt Brown. I hope you enjoyed this. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are about the watch and if you're on that wait list. And until then, I'll talk to you soon. Take care.